Irosun Meyi begins a new life on Earth. Long ago, when Irosun Meyi descended to Earth, he left behind the memories of his celestial existence. Yet, his journey in this new realm was not an easy one. The path ahead was clouded with uncertainty, and despite the sacrifices he had made, he found himself wandering aimlessly, seeking direction. This struggle was the effect of the curse of the Mother of Obstacles, a force that ensured his trials before he could find his true purpose. Thus he became a traveler, moving from village to village, offering his wisdom and practicing Ifa divination wherever his feet carried him. He was a man of knowledge, yet even knowledge alone was not enough to shield him from the trials of destiny. A marriage and a test of truth. During his travels, Irosun Meyi met and married a woman named Moromokpe, known as Imiomotie among the Bini people. She was beautiful and charming, but there was a flaw in her ways. Each time Irosun Meyi left home, she would flirt with other men, hiding her actions behind a veil of secrecy. One day, Moromokpe became pregnant, and when the time came for her to give birth, something was wrong. She labored in pain, but the child refused to be born. Despite all his knowledge, all his power, and every solution he could think of, Irosun Meyi was left perplexed. At that moment, another renowned Ifa priest arrived, Adawara Sawara, a diviner known for revelations that manifested instantly. He studied the situation carefully, cast the sacred divination signs, and then spoke. "Your wife has committed adultery. She conceived this child in betrayal, and until she confesses her misdeeds, the child will not be born." Faced with the weight of truth, Moromokpe could no longer hide her sins. She confessed, and the moment she did, the child was born without difficulty. A newborn's destiny. On the seventh day, Irosun Meyi returned to Adawara Sawara for a divination regarding the newborn's future. The priest revealed, "You have a good child, a child of great potential. But his path will not be without obstacles. To minimize his struggles, you must offer a sacrifice, a rooster and a male goat, to align his destiny and ease his burdens." Thus, the child was named Ifámudé, or Ihasayimbo, as he was called among the Bini people. As he grew, it became evident that he was gifted, strong, and cunning, much like a boomerang, Ekpede, always returning, always finding his way. But with greatness comes responsibility. The priest warned that Ifámudé must never enter the forest on days of rest, for doing so could bring him face to face with his guardian spirit, a moment that could alter his fate forever. His mother was Dei, and she loved her son dearly, yet fate had its own lessons to teach. The day of the singing goats. One fateful day, Irosun Meyi had gone to the farm, and Dei had left for the market, leaving Ifámudé alone at home. Bored and mischievous, he climbed onto the roof of the house, holding his boomerang in hand, waiting to pass the time. Then, to his shock, something strange happened. The goats that lived in their home began to change. They appeared from the yard, but instead of their usual forms, they were dressed in Dei's clothing, robes, scarves, garments belonging to his mother. And then, they began to sing in unison, "Uja bele bele takoko Dei, lo ojairan vule ogbedo kapa shebaaye vule egbedo kapa, seye uja bele bele takoko." The meaning of their song was clear. They were lamenting that Irosun Meyi and Dei were too stingy to offer even a single goat or bird to honor their ancestors. Ifámudé stood frozen, unable to comprehend what he was witnessing. Then rage consumed him. Jumping down from the roof, he rushed to his father's sacred shrine of Ogun, where the tools of the great deity were kept. He grabbed a sacred iron staff, a tool of Ogun, and struck the lead goat, the one singing. The other goats panicked and fled, running into the bushes, taking Dei's clothes with them, disappearing into the wilderness. A mother's shock and a father's gratitude. When Dei returned from the market, she was horrified. Her clothes were gone, and the goats had vanished, save for one, the dead one that lay in the yard, struck down by her son. "What happened?" she demanded. Ifámudé, still shaken, explained everything. He told her of the singing goats, their complaints, and how they had run into the bush. But he could not chase them, for it was a rest day, and he had been warned never to enter the forest. When Irosun Meyi returned from the farm, he was told everything that had happened. But instead of anger, he gave thanks to the ancestors, knowing that they had protected his son from a fate worse than losing a few goats. Almost immediately, he gathered a gray goat, 2 hens, and a fish, preparing a sacrifice to honor the spirits of his ancestors. The lesson of destiny. When this Odun appears in divination, it carries a powerful warning. A person must guard against the risks of theft, deception, and betrayal. Just as Ifámudé was unknowingly led to witness the hidden truths of his household, so too must one be cautious of what is unseen yet unfolds before them. In the end, Irosun Meyi learned that destiny is not just about knowledge. It is about preparation, action, and the wisdom to accept what must be done. And so, the story continues, woven into the sacred wisdom of Ifá. Final thoughts for the listener. My friends, this tale reminds us that the path of destiny is filled with trials, and even the wise must walk carefully. Fate does not ask for permission, it simply unfolds, revealing what must be known. The wisdom of Ifá teaches us that we must honor our past, listen to divine counsel, and act with balance in all things. If you enjoyed this story and its lessons, be sure to like this video, share it with those who value ancestral wisdom, and leave a comment below. What did you take from this tale? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe for more stories of Yoruba mythology, wisdom, and destiny.